Hey guys, welcome to my newest video for today. Today's video is going to be the next part in my Adventures in Entertainment Land. This is episode 2.2 and this part will consist of the various purchases that I've made over the past month that are media related. Most of these, actually a lot of these were on lay-by, so I didn't buy them all over the past month. So that's why there's actually quite a few in this one. But yeah, I didn't realise how much I'd end up with this month. I am trying to cut back, but I can't guarantee how successful I'm going to be. So anyway, I'll just get straight into it. I'm going to do the DVDs first, and then I'll go Blu-rays, books, the couple of Doctor Who items that I have, and then I will have miscellaneous items. I will be listing everything that I've bought over the past month, and I will be dividing them into categories, and then I'll put what times that they're at, so if you only want to watch one section you can just go to that part. So yeah, I'll just get started, and starting off with the DVDs. Try not to knock everything over. These first two were the last ones that I needed for this particular series, and with the new movie that's coming out later in the year, well, Australia won't get it till January, but I've really been wanting to marathon the movies again, so and possibly even finish up the 2 seasons I've got still to watch of it. And I'm of course talking about the Muppets, and I picked up The Great Muppet Caper, which, believe it or not, I've never actually seen, only a couple of clips, which is bad. And The Muppets Take Manhattan, which I did have on VHS, but I haven't seen this in years. But I just love the Muppets. I don't care how old I am, this big part of my growing up, and and I'm so excited about seeing the new Muppet movie. I haven't seen a Muppet movie at the cinema since I saw The Muppet Christmas Carol, which would have been January '93, I think. Because I just remember that. It's one of the earliest memories that I have, and I remember going to see that at the cinema with my auntie. So, but yeah, I'm so definitely seeing the Muppets, and I will be reviewing all of these movies, watching them, and then of course I will talk about them in a future installment of Let's Go Adventures in Entertainment Land. So, but yeah, those two, and then today kind of trying to get a couple more horror movies to add to my collection, because I have been watching a few horror movies over the past few weeks, but I've decided that this week I'm going to mainly focus on watching the horror movies that I have in my collection that I have yet to watch. And I decided to also add a couple that I've been wanting to see for a while, and the first one is An American Werewolf in London. I've been wanting to see this movie for years, and I really haven't, as I mentioned when I reviewed Dog Soldiers, I haven't really seen that many werewolf movies, so I thought I will correct that. And yeah, other than that I don't really know too much else about this movie. And the other one is The Blair Witch Project, which I've been wanting to see again for ages, and I think, well, at least in Big W, they had a selection of horror titles for $8.83. So I just thought I would pick up a couple. So yeah, I've got those two to watch over the next week. And there's only one TV related show in this update. I do have a couple on Labo, but they will be in next month's update. But I have this month's Doctor Who release, which is Colony in Space. I haven't watched it, but as I mentioned in my reviews, I'm going to be doing a Doctor Who marathon, and I'm working my way backwards just to be different. So yeah, I will get to this one when I watch the Third Doctor stories when I'm up to that era. But yeah, so Colony in Space. So now we move into the Blu-rays, and I'm going to start with the ones that I had on lay-by, because a couple of months ago Big W had a buy two get one free, or it was like half price, however it worked out. So I went a bit crazy and got 9 Blu-rays that I've been paying off over the past couple of months. So looking back, I didn't realise just how random my choices were. I just sort of picked up movies that I thought that I've been wanting to see, and like, I don't know, I'll just show them and you can judge me later. Bad Boys, don't know too much about it. I do know that they're making a third one, I think. Well, I know there's a second one, but I haven't even seen the first one, so I just thought well, I think it'd be something that I'd like, so I mean, I'm not expecting much, but what the hell. It's Bad Boys. And then The Bucket List, which I've been wanting to see for a while, or at least in the past couple of years. I've heard this is supposed to be really good, so yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a go. And I do like Morgan Freeman as an actor, so that's always a bonus. So yeah. And then Bugsy Malone, a musical I haven't seen. Yes, there are still some musicals that I've yet to watch. But I've always been intrigued to, like, as I started hearing more about this, I was more intrigued to check it out, and I saw this as part of the deal, so I went for it. So, yeah, that's Bugsy Malone. And then I have Casino, which I have not seen, I know, because I think this is like considered a classic. So I just thought it was high time I had it in my collection. But yeah, other than that, I don't know too much about this at all. I know a lot of people really do like this movie, so, and I just dropped it. But yeah, Casino. And I finally picked up The Fast and the Furious 1 and Too Fast, Too Furious. I've been wanting to watch these for a while, ever since, well, I've obviously heard about them, but they never really interested me until recently, so, especially with the 5th one that came out earlier in this year, I actually thought that looked kind of cool, but then I'd never seen any of the others. I don't know if you have to watch like the others in order to get the gist of the story, but I always like seeing, like, I don't like starting at a movie where there's been several others before it, even if they've got nothing in common. But yeah, I just picked up the first 2 to give them a try, so yeah. And then I picked up 2003's Hulk. You might remember a couple of months ago I had the Incredible Hulk in my update, and I decided to actually wait until I got the first, even though I think they're different, correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to see this one first and then I'll watch the other one. But speaking of Hulk, oh my word, I am so excited about the Avengers. I've lost track of how many times I played the trailer. It's just fracking amazing. And today when I was at the movies, my cinema had like a coming soon poster. It was just like the Avengers, like with the A symbol, and I think it was like Curious Assemble, and it said it's nothing like spectacular, but I saw it and I was like, well, not like verbally, but I think I just sort of like, ooh. So yeah, it's like my most anticipated movie of next year. I am so excited. And but yeah, it's because the Hulk is like the last 2 that I really need to see until, because obviously, like, I've seen Iron Man, I've seen Captain America, I've seen Thor, and I think they're the main ones. And then it's like Hulk, but I needed to see these 2 as well. But I'm probably actually going to do like a marathon of all the movies, like in the lead up to it. So, But yeah, that's Hulk. And then I picked up the Mask as well. The only scene I've seen of this movie is Cube and Pete in a role-playing game that I am. This is like one of the songs that gets thrown around a fair bit. So, but yeah, that song is addictive. But other than that, I have not seen this movie. I think I've mentioned it before that I'm really the only person in my family who actually likes Jim Carrey. So, because yeah, we haven't really seen much of his movies, but I got The Mask, so I can finally watch that. And this last one that was in the ones that I lay-byed, it's a bit of an odd choice, but I got You Don't Mess With the Zohan. Don't ask me why I decided to pick this up. Adam Sandler is not really someone who makes me want to go and watch their movies, because I don't think I've really watched any Adam Sandler movies. He just doesn't inspire me, like as I said. So I was, yeah, just browsing through the titles and this one just jumped out at me for some reason. But yeah, I'm not expecting much from this, but if I can get a couple of laughs out of it, which I probably will because my sense of humour is completely weird. But anyway, that's You Don't Mess With the Zohan. So that's so that was those bunch of Blu-rays, and these are just sort of the random ones that I picked up over the past month. And first up is Breakfast at Tiffany's, the 50th anniversary edition. I was toying with the idea of getting this, but then because I had it on pre-order initially with Amazon, and then I changed my mind because it looked like I was going to be short on funds, and I had to prioritize which ones I wanted the most, and this one got pushed aside because I mean, I've mentioned earlier I've sort of been on a bit of an Audrey Hepburn kick this year, and I've been trying to watch all of her movies, and one of the movies I watched for the first time this year was Breakfast at Tiffany's, and I thought it was such a great movie. And then when I heard the Blu-ray was coming out, I really wanted to pick it up, but I held off, and then I was in Target a few weeks ago, and this was $20 for a brand new release Blu-rays, which is pretty good for Australia, so I grabbed it, and I'm really hoping the same happens for My Fair Lady, because that's coming out next month, and as I've mentioned, it's my favourite movie of all time, and I really want it on Blu-ray. And so yeah, hopefully it'll happen the same way, like we'll get it pretty cheap within the first few weeks of it coming out. But because yeah, Breakfast at Tiffany's, you have Audrey Hepburn and George Papard, which I didn't know at the time that I bought it, because I got it for Audrey Hepburn, and I sort of saw the name and I was like, ooh, he's from the A-Team. So, but yeah, Breakfast at Tiffany's, classic movie. And speaking of classics, I have The Lion King. I haven't actually watched this on Blu-ray yet. I need to get around to it. But because I watched my DVD copy earlier in the year, and then I of course went to see the Lion King 3D. So I'm just sort of waiting, like I will watch it before the end of the year. I'm just sort of waiting just for the right moment to pop it on and watch it. But this is my favourite Disney movie. I mean, I saw the stage musical twice when it was in Sydney. And but yeah, I just love The Lion King. And I know that this one doesn't have the morning report, which was added to, well, I suppose controversially added to the, the 2004 DVD release. Even though I didn't actually mind the song, because that was part of the stage musical, even though I've heard it's been cut now, which sucks, because that's one of my favourite songs from the show, because I just love, because if you hear it, if you listen to the original Broadway cast, or there's probably clips on YouTube of the cast performing the song, I just love because right at the start it has a real Gilbert and Sullivan vibe to it, and I mean, I'm like obsessed with Gilbert and Sullivan, and that's why I sort of just love the beginning of the song. And it didn't bother me, as I mentioned, didn't bother me too much that they'd added it, but because I actually do like it, so, but I'm probably in the minority in that regard. But hold on a minute, I'll see if I can do this without... Sorry about that. This is my Josue Bird. I bought him from when I saw The Lion King a second time. So we have, where is it? So, see, the Josue. I paid $30 for him, and I mean, I was 18 at the time, so, but I saw it and I had to I could not leave him there at the stand. So, but yeah, so I have my own Josue Bird. And that's completely random, but anyway, trying to adjust the pillow. So, Lion King, classic, and yes, I'm really hyper for some reason. So, now we're moving into movies from this year, because as a few of them have been, like, that came out around April, May, now come out. So a lot of those ones I did actually see at the cinema, but one I didn't see was The Lincoln Lawyer, because I got this when I lay-byed another, which is one of the books I got, but I'll show that in a moment. So we have The Lincoln Lawyer. I don't know too much about this. I do know it's based on a book, but it just sounded interesting, so I'm probably just going to watch this, and then if I like it enough, I will read the book at some stage. But I just have so many books to read and not enough time to read it in. But yeah, The Lincoln Lawyer. And now moving into the few from this year that I did see at the cinema when I actually motivated myself to go, and really haven't looked back. Because yeah, as I mentioned, I went to the cinema today. I saw Contagion, which was really good, but I'll talk about that next week. I wanted to see The Three Musketeers, but we got in and right at the end of the ads, it's screwed, like the thing screwed up and they couldn't get it working, so in the end had to get refunds, and yeah, it's kind of disappointed because movie I've been wanting to see all week, along with Contagion, but oh well, I'll hopefully see it in a couple of weeks if they sort out the problems. But getting back onto this, Source Code, I saw this. This was the second movie that I saw at the cinema this year, and I really liked it. I think I mentioned it briefly in one of my earlier reviews, so I haven't actually seen this since I got the Blu-ray, but I know my parents have watched it. I think they're kind of mixed on what they thought of it, but I mean, I liked it. I just thought it was an interesting, it was a different movie even though, because when I saw it, there was two of us at the cinema, and halfway through the movie, the guy who was in there as well, he got up and left, so I don't think he liked it, but I got the rest of the cinema to myself, so that was kind of cool. But yes, I really did like the Source Code, so I think I gave it like an 8 out of 10, so I do want to watch this again. And just reading on the back, I didn't realise this was the guy who directed Moon, which was another movie I liked. So, yes, I'm completely really random at the moment, but, oh, and it's on the front as well, so, but yeah, Source Code, really good movie. yeah. And then I got Thor, which was the first movie that I saw at the cinema. So I saw this with my auntie, who was also the same auntie who took me to see the Muppets Christmas Carol way back in. But this was also my first 3D movie experience, and I loved this movie a lot, and I'm considering sitting down and watching it tonight. Yes, I just love this movie. I was totally jealous of Natalie Portman because Chris Hemsworth is hot in this movie. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. But Thor, awesome. And the final one which is this year that I've picked up, and I'm just knocking everything over. I picked this up today because it came out a couple of days ago, and that is X-Men First Class. Really, I wasn't expecting much from this movie, but it completely blew me away. I know if you're really into like Marvel continuity, you're going to be disappointed with this movie, but other than that, it was like a fresh take on it, even though it still paid homage to like at least the first two X-Men movies, even though I liked The Last Stand. Yes, I will admit that I liked that movie. And I also liked Origins Wolverine as well, but hey, I really like this. I did do a review of this one as well. That was like my second Let's Go to the Movies, back before everything merged into one. But yes, I really did love this movie a lot. And one of my favourites from this year, I think if I remember correctly, it's still in my top 10, but it might have been knocked out. But I gave this like an 8.5 out of 10, so awesome. And then I have a Blu-ray box set, which I finally got around to owning. I got this from Amazon UK because it was like $27. Because I ordered this with a bunch of other stuff, so I got free shipping, and which I love that deal that's going on there at the moment. So I don't know if it's a permanent thing or not, but anyway, if you order more than like the equivalent of £25, you get free shipping. At least to Australia it is. I don't know if it's anywhere else, but and what I'm talking about is the SpiderMan Trilogy. I've only ever really seen the first Spider-Man. I won't take them all out, but I don't know if this is in the frame. You have Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 3. At the time, Spider-Man didn't really interest me all that much, but I know they've got the reboot coming out next year, and I will probably go and check that out, because, yeah, I will go to the movie, even if I'm not expecting much, but I just thought it's high time that I finally got around to seeing the rest of the movies, because I can't remember if I've seen all of the first one or most of it, but I do remember the start and the end and bits of the middle, so, but anyway, that's the Spider-Man Trilogy. And then I will quickly talk about the books, because I think this video is probably going to be a long one. So, just briefly, in the Fifth at Mullery Towers, I got this, actually, I'll just show this one and then I'm going to stop it, because, yeah, I don't know how much time I have left on my camera, so I will just stop it here. But in the Fifth at Mullery Towers, this is, yeah, I'll stop it and then I'll talk about it in the next one. So, until next time, guys, I will see you in a little bit. Bye!